Murder mystery texts have been around since the 19th century, with the first known detective fiction being created in 1841 by Edgar Allan Poe, called The Murders in the Rue Morgue. The storyline of Edgar's first murder mystery has been the setting stone of a huge number of murder mysteries that have been consistently created by a bunch of different people from all around the world. So how has something been around for so long and still remain popular? The answer to this question lies in Sherlock Holmes, the extremely intelligent and extremely well-known detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Sherlock has been around since 1886 and has had thousands of adaptations of his character throughout the years. Over the years, there have been many adaptations of Sherlock Holmes. There have been versions ranging from famous actors such as Ian McKellen playing the role of an older Sherlock in Mr. Holmes, to an actual gnome called Sherlock Gnomes, which is also the name of the movie. But we're going to focus on one of the most recent adaptations of Sherlock, and the way this adaptation has kept its fan base so passionate about it since 2010 and set its place as one of the most well-known versions of Sherlock. This adaptation uses modern technology to change the show up a little bit, so it's not like every other Sherlock adaptation, but creators Mark Gatiss and Stephen Moffat have managed to keep the show at its roots by having the same storyline as the original version of Sherlock by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Gatiss and Moffat also use the film techniques really well to keep the viewer drawn into the show for the full hour and a half it plays. These techniques link to each other to make the show a great example for how new technologies enable the reader to engage in murder mystery texts in new and more active ways. The first thing we'll focus on is the film techniques used, and the ways that they modernize and draw the viewer to the show. Supertitles are a great example of this, such as in this scene where the technology is introduced into the show.
It's an unusual situation. We've got our best people investigating. Says wrong.
They also managed to convey Sherlock's character in this scene too, with his witty text getting sent to everyone, something that can't be done easily. Moffat and Gatiss are really good at being able to draw the viewer into the show when there is something really intense happening, such as in this scene from Season 1, Episode 3.
Okay, I'll prove it. Give me time. Will you give me time?
10.
It's a kid. Oh, God, it's a kid.
What did he say? 10.
9.
Countdown's giving me time. Jesus. It's a fake. How can I prove it? How?
8.
This kid will die. Tell me why the painting is a fake. Tell me!
7.
No, shut up. Don't say anything. Only works if I figure it out. Must be possible. Must be staring me in the face.
6.
What did you do? How?
5.
Speed it up. Shut up. Oh, on the planetarium, you heard it too. Oh, that is brilliant. That is gorgeous.
3.
What's brilliant? What is? It's beautiful. Shut up! The Van Buren Supernova.
Please, there's somebody there. Somebody help me.
There you go. Go find out where he is and pick him up.
This scene uses fast-paced music, supertitles of a timer counting down, a timer ticking, switching frames from Sherlock's face to the artwork to make the viewer sit on the edge of their seat whilst watching this scene. This all wouldn't have been possible if Sherlock didn't have a phone in his hand that had the kid on the line. Speaking of technology, this new adaptation of Sherlock has really revolved around it. Technology is used in every episode, through phones, computers, crime scenes, and forensics. It's also used outside of the show too, with the hashtag Sherlock Live Twitter feed being created to take advantage of social media and keep their audience involved in the series while the new series are being filmed. And it worked, racking up thousands of fans who were trying to solve the crimes as he was tweeting them. Fans play a huge part in mystery texts and in Sherlock. Without them, there would be no mystery texts and no Sherlock. There are many fan fictions about Sherlock, both good and bad. They are also good for the show because they give fans something to chat about whilst the show is on air, and it makes people think they are included in something. There are also things incorporated in the show as well as out of the show, such as John Watson's blog and Sherlock's website, which are mentioned in both episode 1 and 3. John Watson's blog is a great example to how technology enables viewers to engage in murder mysteries such as Sherlock because it gives the viewer something to relate to. Back in 2010, everyone had a blog, so it was good to see a character in one of your favorite TV shows talking about the things that happened in the shows that you watched. It creates a sense of realism about the story that allows the viewers to feel more connected to Watson as a character, therefore making them more engaged in the show whilst it's playing. This can be linked back to how viewers engage in murder mystery texts because these are techniques that have been used in many other crime fictions. And that is how new technologies enable readers to engage in murder mystery texts in new and more active ways. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed.